Okay, Penn State fans, Max Ralph, Bob Flounders. We are almost, Max, officially halfway through, I think.
Yeah.
My math's right. It's never great. Although I was the flashcard champion in 4th grade at elementary school at Governor Wolf, but that's probably a story for another day for the Penn State fans. Anyway, Max, so halfway through, heard from James Franklin, running backs coach Stan Drayton, offensive line coach Phil Troutwine, 4 players. Couple of interesting things. I'll start with you because it was your question. It was a little surprising to me because Penn State's, I don't want to say deficient, but they have some questions at defensive end behind their top 2 guys, Denai Dennis Sutton, Zariah Fisher, who's a guy that I think you have a lot of, you think he's got a lot of potential this year. You asked about Anai White, who, Imhotep kid, defensive end at one point in his career, came here, kind of thought he was going to be a defensive end. You asked him about him. It sounds like he is probably not going to be a defensive end at Penn State.
Yeah, Bob, like you said, we've seen him doing work at defensive tackle now. It's pretty much exclusively where he worked today. So I asked James Franklin, is this a permanent move? And he said yes. Basically, they think that is the spot where he can most likely play for the longest time. This program, if they're trying to put a guy in the NFL, they'll do things like that. Clearly, James Franklin and the coaching staff think that Enai's best position can be at defensive tackle. But the other thing that comes with it is, he said Enai's at 275 pounds without really trying to gain weight. So they think he can bump up really easily to play at defensive tackle. And then there's also the added factor of he could play D-end on a goal line package. Or if they want to play a bigger defensive end one game, they think that that's an advantage. He was always kind of a project coming from Texas A&M, but clearly they've found the next place that they want to work him into.
Yeah, it's kind of code with James White. It's like, basically what he's saying is he's at 275 now. He's probably never going to see 260 again. Naturally filling out, talented kid. They certainly need more bodies inside. I also think when they make a move like that, I think it's also a telltale sign they feel pretty good about their young defensive ends.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're not even thinking about it, with a couple weeks before. I think the young defensive ends, even though they don't have Max Granville, I didn't say Max Ralph that time. Even though they don't have them, I think they really like the group. It's an athletic group. We saw it in spring. They need at least 2 to flash, and I think with Anai White headed inside, maybe 2 or 3. Switching gears, had a chance to talk to Stan Drayton, who he's just one of those guys that he's going to coach you the way you need to be coached. And if you think you've arrived, he's going to find maybe something you could be better at. He's going to tell you need to get better at. Then he's going to make you get better at. I just think it's so refreshing that he took the same approach with a couple of returning 1,000-yard rushers.
Right,
And he said they received it well. They've already kind of made some improvements, but that just, I think, means really good things for Katron and Nick, because I don't think every running back coach has the reputation to kind of change the way established runners are performing.
Yeah, absolutely. Drayton is not a guy who pulls any punches. Nope. He's been that way with us in the media so far. He also talked about the running back 3 competition, which is a little bit under the radar right now, but a pretty big one. It could be any of Cam Wallace, Quentin Martin, Corey Smith. Even the young freshman he said some good things about. My favorite quote from him today, he said Corey Smith could make you miss in a telephone booth. So he said he's the most elusive back there. But
that he said, I just wish he would have been a little better in the scrimmage this past Saturday. So
exactly.
Tough love time it is, but you need coaches like that when you're this close to maybe closing in on a really nice season. I just think, but also, if you notice, you could tell every running back not named Singleton, Allen, that was brought up, he kind of found something that needed to be fixed. So I don't know if they're going to know the identity of the number 3 running back until October. And they got plenty of time in the regular season to figure it out. But I don't think he has any idea who the guy is right now.
No, absolutely not. Bob, we also talked to Phil Troutwine a little bit, some more info on Anthony Donko moving over to right guard. Said he's very confident that he can play either right guard or right tackle. Then you were asking about Malachi Goodman before we got started here today. Get this, Troutwine says he doesn't think he's missed an assignment yet since he got on campus in May. So
sweet Jesus.
Kid's at 6'6", I believe 325 right now. Look, that offensive line doesn't need a lot of help this year, but the freshman could crack the rotation. He's been really good so far.
Man, I mean, Phil Troutwine, I mean, it's James too, but just the improvement they have made since, and really, I think were still in college. I mean, you were covering the team. The 2021 season
Yes.
and that running game. Like, I remember that Villanova game. They won the game easy. They could not run on Villanova. None of those running backs they had. I mean, it was just pre-Singleton and Allen. Really, you could tell they just weren't the guys. But it was also the offensive line. It was the tight ends. But 2022 better. 2023 better. 2024 the best version of them down the stretch, and who they're bringing in, who they have coming back, and how they're coaching them. I just remember when James got here, and they just didn't have very many scholarship linemen, and not many of them were very good, and they just got pulverized at the line of scrimmage. And it's not easy to restock an offensive line room, and not only are they doing it, but I mean, in the next couple of years, there's going to be a lot of linemen drafted by Penn State, and now to hear this about a 5-star freshman, all this talent, Cooper Cousins, and he's talking about a kid that I don't know that he would have said that about Cooper Cousins last year. So the offensive line room is a team strength this year, and it's going to be a team strength, I think, for years to come.
Yeah. The 2021 Villanova game, they had just over 80 yards rushing, I think, that day. Last year, they had 2 guys over 1,000 yards at running back.
Yeah.
I think there's a pretty big difference.